Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So in this one, I want to build on what we discussed yesterday as far as ways to hedge YieldMax products. So let's go right into it. I'm going to go right into my account over here. So as most of you all know that are in my Discord, I've been starting to really ramp up as far as trading options and doing the weekly wheel strategies and whatnot. And it's going pretty well. So as a reminder, TSLY is the worst investment in the portfolio in terms of um, price return. It's very much in the red in terms of price return. So if I go down here to the holdings of the portfolio, Tesla, I have 3,111 combined shares, and it pays a great dividend, but it's basically been cut in half as far as value. And unfortunately, it's been performing very poorly, given the fact that Tesla stock has been going up considerably and consistently over the past 3 to 6 months. So a lot of these funds here, when you have blocks of over 100 shares in them, you can trade options on them, covered calls, and so on. You can trade options on any fund. Actually, you can even do what they call naked calls and puts. But as far as doing covered calls and puts, it's got to be on blocks of 100 shares. So I see that Schwab still has yet to fix Coney. That's been, it seems like, for months now. It seems like they just don't care. So, if they don't care, why should we? Or one day somebody will call in and find out what's going on, but it just, kind of goes along the lines of demonstrating why they're a poor broker. Anyway, so the biggest holding here as far as the dividend yielding ETFs is Tesla. So for an example, I want to discuss calls and puts, for protective calls and puts on Tesla. So I'm going to go here to options. We're going to enter Tesla, and the account technically doesn't matter, but we'll go to the main brokerage account here. So Tesla, we're going to select, we don't want to buy it. We want to do an options order. Oh, excuse me. Tesla, here we go. Select action. We're going to sell to open. We can do 31 total contracts. And it's going to be, see, it didn't drop too much today. If I did this today, we would have made 1760. It's still 1705 by November 15th. But here's the deal. Once this bad boy pays out $1 dividend, guess what's going to happen? This thing's going to automatically be, if you're doing puts, it's going to be in the money. So as far as puts, if you sell puts against this, 31 to be exact, you're going to have, what's going on here? If you're selling 31 puts on this, I'm not sure why we're not refreshing here. It's not a very refreshing experience when the page doesn't refresh, I will say. Okay, so we're going to sell to open. It's going to be puts, sell to open. I really don't like Schwab. 31, and so we're looking at the same premium on put. So here's what would happen. Okay, at $11 strike price, the dividend on this one's probably going to be close to $1 because YieldMax, they like to pay a lot. And by the way, that's going to take it under $11, so that's going to mean it's in the money. Now, if we go to 10, you see the premium gets really, really reduced. And if we go further out, like to 9, the premium is almost nothing. Actually, wait a minute, between 9 and 10? There's not that much difference. And it's kind of in a liquid market anyway, because if we go out to December 20th, it is higher. Say we go to 11, then we make $3,000. So you're basically getting 2 months premium uh, for one trade. So if you do this now, you're basically, instead of making 2 trades or having to roll it, you could just do it out till December. And then the next one is not until February, and then the next expiration is not until May. So this would be a nice way to collect some premium on Tesla. And in my experience, I'm not saying I'm the world's greatest expert on this, but in my experience, I have never seen anything called away before the actual date of expiration. Now, it can happen in the after hours. It can happen overnight. I call it like the thief in the knife. They come and scoop up your shares when you get called away. But that typically doesn't happen until after the market closed the day before, and then in the after hours on the day of. So here's what we would look at. We get $6,000 in premium on the February 21st. We could get 3,700 if we go at the mid. We're never going to get filled at the ask, but the bid would be this, the mid would be this. So that's a pretty juicy premium by December, and we'd have to assess where we are. So then if we were to do calls instead of puts, so this is the other strategy. So if we were to sell covered calls on TSLY for because I can do 31 contracts combined. So for this one, we would be looking at, and this can't be right. For some reason, it's glitchy when you're just kind of looking for premium. Okay, so we know that's where we are in terms of November. But if we go out to December, I wonder why. Let's see if we go to like 10. Okay, so if we go further out to 10, we would need this to drop. So the idea is to sell these calls. If you're going to do the call strategy, the idea is to sell before like the ex-dividend date, because then the price would get taken down, um, possibly up to $1. So see here, so $11. I'm surprised it's showing the same for December. So you're telling me there's no difference between November and December? That doesn't make any sense. Let me refresh the page again one more time. I really, really don't like Schwab, if I haven't mentioned that already. Have I? Sell to open, because I don't have this problem with any other broker. I want to do, yeah, I'm looking at calls now. So 31 calls, December. I don't know why it's the same. You're talking about going a whole month out, and then all of a sudden it barely changes there and here. But for the put side, it's totally different. See, for the put side here, it's totally different because I guess the odds of it being in the money by this time are far greater. So if I sell to open, and I'm talking 31 contracts here, look at this, I can make $12,000, and that's where are we right now? October, so November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So in 7 months, that would be $12,000. How much? So this could be like your extra dividend here. 12,338 divided by, let's see, what do we say, 7 months? So that's $1,700 a month and extra. So if we were to annualize that, that could be another $21,150 that you could make. But there's obviously a vigorous debate going back and forth about the validity or the viability of this strategy, if you will. So let's see here. Oh, look who we have on. We have Professor Hoffman on. Yeah, I agree. Schwab sucks. Well, what I don't like, my main issue with Schwab, one of my main issues is that it rates a lot of my investments as an F, which I don't think is fair. I think that's mean. Of course, F could mean fantastic, but that's a little bit of a joke, as we all know. Another YouTuber actually said that. Oh God, why do you want another 3,100 shares? I don't. I just want to make more money. I want to break even on this thing. I want to offset my losses. And you were one of the ones that told me over a year ago about doing protective puts on this. The market makers account for the expected dividends and adjust the contract prices. Too many big words in there for me to be able to comprehend that. You got to use like one syllable words. There's no market for YieldMax premium. That's why it's the same. Yeah, but I just showed you on the put side, it's totally different. And then we have Collector Z Dream on. It says, "Hi, coach. Thank you for that." Now we're in business. The market makers account for the expected dividends. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Reading it a second time makes sense. Sometimes I have to read things like 2 or 3 times to make sense. That's why typically when I read books, I like books with lots of pictures because it helps my ADD and my comprehension skills. After all, as they say, a picture paints 1,000 words. Guaranteed to go down, but at least the income is guaranteed on it, right? Or that's what I hear when other YouTubers talk about these funds. Okay, let's wear this subject out for maybe another minute or two. Okay, so see on the put side, there's a nice juicy premium. What do you think about this here, Hoffman? 12,338. That's 1,700 a month. So that does look attractive, I will say, if I do say so myself. So that's a potential strategy. I'm just showing you all what it's showing me. So I'll report here. You decide. Uh, I know we get a very vigorous debate on this. Oh, let's check my. I want to check my options actually today. So Nvidia is close to my strike price. Let's see here. Oops, I don't want to show too much. Ooh, that looks not pretty there. Let me go back. Um, let's see here. I want to go to, here we go, this one. Okay, so here. Um, Now here's the funny thing. So this one, I've made like probably, I've made shoot 1600. I've locked in premium on this one. High tie has gone way up because high tie is trading for like almost $3 a share now. AT&T, doing well. Made a little money here. Chipotle, Palantir. Ooh, Palantir I think is close to being in the money here. My Nvidia one increased a little bit, so I'm moving in the opposite direction on this trade. What I'm looking at here with these, I'm looking to. I picked NVDL $90 call. I've been in it for like I'm gonna wait till earnings, like Professor said. Earnings are coming up, I think, the 19th. Um, Nvidia, I picked 165. So these are both doing pretty well. I'm waiting for a nice green gain in both of those. But as you all know, those of you that are really good with options, it's kind of a ticking, the clock ticks against you every day because you have theta decay. So it's a fine balance between how long you want to stay in close to expiration. I would say you never want to stay in 30 days out because that's theta decay is exponential. Um, but it's a balance between what you can tolerate in terms of theta decay and the potential gain if if the underlying stock starts moving in the direction that you want it to. So let me see real quick here. So I think that's going to do it for now. Let's see. Because, okay, we read that one. Puts are more active. I have done some puts on Misty, have been able to make some decent premium. Good for you. So on that note, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video with all your friends and family out there. Spread the word. We need all the help we can get here. I will put in a shameless plug here since the hurricane. I've lost about half of my audience. Haven't been uploading as much, but I definitely want to get back on it. By the way, Jay's supposed to be back on a week from today. So look forward. I really look forward to that. And I'll do a poll and stuff like that and start taking questions from you all. Uh, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you so much. Take care. Like, comment, and subscribe, and join Discord. Again, good night. Bye.